So here we are in Leipzig with Corey from Trivium. I'm Thomas for Static HTV. First of all, let's talk about the tour. You are around 3 weeks on the tour now, I think. How's it going?
It's going great. A lot of fun. So it's last tour for the record, so we're just kind of enjoying playing some shows before we kind of go away for a little while. So it's been a lot of fun. The opening bands are really fun to tour with, and we're just kind of having fun playing and just hanging out. So it's been a very pretty chill tour.
Okay, so you have a good relationship to the other bands.
Yeah, Sixth. This tour was like first time meeting them, and the Shapes guys, we've known their singer since he was a little guy.
Dickinson?
Yeah. So known him for like over 10 years. So it's cool to see him have his own band and kind of developed into being such a killer singer. So we've just been having a good time after the shows, just kind of all hanging out. It's been a very drama-free, just kind of chill tour, and the crowds have been great. So we've a lot of the cities we've playing on this tour we haven't been to in a number of years, so it's fun to kind of get back to a lot of places we haven't been in years, and play for a lot of the fans in that area and see some familiar faces.
Okay. I was there in Berlin last week. I think you're playing the same set today. I'm really interested in it because I think you need to play some crowd pleasers. I call them crowd pleasers, like Gunshot or something like this. Would you like to change it on another tour? Maybe play some songs you will like to play?
Well, we always kind of do that. Every tour we have a different set list. We don't this set we're playing on this tour, we're playing it on this tour, and then when we go on tour again, we always Gunshot is a song we haven't we don't play that on every tour. We swap songs in and out, so it's not predictable. So this tour we're playing the same set every night because right before this tour we had to get a new drummer, so he had to learn the set, and then he doesn't know like 7 albums worth of material like the rest of us. So it's just we just kind of pick the set and just kind of rock that, and next time we go on tour, we'll probably have new material to play, and then we'll play some old stuff that we haven't played in a while. So we're always, every tour, we're always swapping songs out and kind of digging up songs we haven't done in a couple of years to surprise people.
You mentioned it. I think you said it in an interview before that you are putting out a new record this year. Can you reveal any details about it?
Nope.
No? No name?
No, we haven't even really, nothing's been recorded.
Okay.
So it's just,
So no shark sandwich thing?
No, there's okay. This is the last tour for Silence in the Snow, so obviously the next thing we'll eventually be doing is working on new material, but it's too early to really say anything about, we won't know when it's going to come out until we've actually finished it. So until we get in and start recording it and putting everything together, then there's not really anything you can say at this point except eventually there will be a new record. Just can't say really much about it.
But you just reissued Emmet Inferno, so I think the fans are pleased.
Yeah, this little something to hold people over.
It was really exciting. I bought the LP box, and it was, I can take a little look into the process from the start to where you are now. Okay, so what are your influences, your biggest influences, why you make music, some bands?
I guess that would be all the bands when I first started listening to music and got the interest to play guitar. It's the early bands was all like Guns N' Roses, Metallica, Maiden, all the classic stuff, Megadeth. And eventually as you grow older and you find out new music and stuff, eventually got into like death metal and some black metal and some heavier stuff, and then some more old school, like, 70s rock.
Yeah.
So it's, with our band, it's very, everyone in the band, we have a lot of core, influences that we all share, and then everyone kind of has certain things that are a little bit more influential on them than others. So everyone has something different to bring to the table.
I know you supported Iron Maiden. I think it was in 2006 or something around that. Would you like to play with one of those bigger bands like Metallica and Maiden again?
Yeah, well, we did the whole tour with them, and then since then we've actually done some shows, just kind of one-offs. And then obviously, we've done festivals with them. So it's always fun when we get to, play with some of our favorite bands, because then, you get to go watch them for free. So that's cool. But yeah, we've never done a full tour besides Maiden. We've done a full tour with Slayer before, which was awesome. But we've never done like a tour with Metallica or kind of Megadeth. It was a festival tour, but we've never done like a normal tour package with Megadeth. But that is something that I wouldn't put past happening at some point.
And how do you choose your support bands? I mean, do you look for some underground bands, or do you get it from your label?
No, we try to come up with ideas of bands that we think are cool, that we could have for openers. We're always talk with our manager about, what do you think about this band? Would this band be a good fit to bring out or whatever? So we always try to pick bands that we like, and then obviously with the whole business side of things, with everyone's schedules, not everyone's available to tour when you're trying to tour. So it's try to find bands, and then obviously with booking agents, they hit up managers and get a list of bands that are available and interested in the tour, and then you can kind of see who's available, and then you can just kind of pick from pick a band that you really dig and stuff. So we always we're always very hands-on with who's on our tours and stuff, and want to make sure the bands that we bring out, we from a fan's perspective, think try to pick a cool lineup that we think our fans would enjoy, and hopefully expose them to some cool newer bands and kind of get some exposure.
So any chance for smaller bands if they send you any material?
Well, there's obviously criteria with the tours, label support and, kind of have some experience and stuff like that. So it's
business stuff.
Yeah, because there's not a lot of bands if you don't, can't do a 6-week tour all over Europe.
Yeah, I know.
It'd be kind of rough without a label there. Yeah, it's like there's some bands. If there's like a local support or whatever, we've had local support bands from the area open shows before and stuff like that. So there's always chances, depending on what kind of tour they're doing, that if you're in a band, in the area, you can always possibly get on shows in your region, and stuff with promoters. So
we'll remember that.
It's always networking.
Okay, so your tour will finish, I think, in 4 weeks or something, and you will be back in Europe for some festivals in summer.
Yep.
Do you plan to do some club shows within that festival tour, or just the festivals?
There's actually, I think most of the festivals that we're doing have been announced, but there is a bunch of dates that haven't been announced, which should be interesting.
Okay.
So there is some club shows we're headlining with some support bands, and we have another festival. It's in a different country, but there's another show that hasn't been announced that's going to be really cool. But I'm not sure when they're going to be announced, but there is going to be some German club shows, and then I know one of them is going to be really, really fun.
I'm excited.
We got to keep an eye out for the announcement.
Some cities you haven't played this tour?
Yeah, I believe so. The one I know we're playing in, is it Dortmund?
Dortmund?
Yeah, we have a show there in the summer, but that's going to be a fun one with the band that's playing with us. So
you won't reveal them?
No. I don't know when it's getting announced. I don't know if I can spill the beans yet.
Okay. Yeah, I think now we come to the last question. It's one of my favorites. Any funny stories about the tour?
So far it's been pretty chill.
I think you're not drinking that much anymore on tour.
I still have drinks, but Matt doesn't on show days because of singing. And we're playing, longer shows, so we get done later. So there's not really too much post-show excitement as if we get done opening. You have a lot more free time. But I think probably the most entertaining thing so far, I'm trying to remember where we were. I think we were in Gothenburg, I think. And after the show, I was standing outside. We had a late bus call, so we were just kind of killing time. And our one of our crew guys, our security dude, he's also like a professional MMA fighter.
Yeah, okay.
And he also trains jiu-jitsu with Matt on tour. And he's gotten pretty good friends with all of the Shapes members. And I was standing outside, and I saw down the street like a bunch of people standing on the street corner, and then like a fight broke out, but no one was like yelling or like it wasn't a serious fight, and they're just like wrestling around the ground. And I saw someone do like a jiu-jitsu like submission move, and I was like, oh, that's got to be Andre. And it's funny because like a couple nights on the tour, the Shapes guys, they have a bunch of beers or a bunch of booze in them. They get like liquid courage to want to have an MMA match with our guy. So he always schools them. I guess they just want to see what it's like to get armbarred or something. So they've been having some scuffles on the concrete outside, which is pretty entertaining. So he goes easy on them, luckily.
Okay, that's it. So if you want to add anything?
It's not much. Hopefully you made it out to the show, enjoyed yourself, and stay tuned. Yeah, stay tuned on all our social media and everything later in the year for updates on what we're doing.
Okay. So then, thanks for your time.
No problem.
I hope you guys have fun on stage.
Oh yeah, first time been here.
I will have fun in front of the stage.